You're live. We're live.
Hello.
Okay, guys, we're here with Hilary Duff. She is in town to do Younger, right?
Yeah,
but
season
also
3.
season 3, so fun. But today we're here to talk with her about all things Stella Artois and summer and what she does to get in shape, etc., etc. All the fun things. So please ask Hilary your questions in the comments. Lots of hearts and likes so far.
Oh, good.
So yeah,
Keep
you're
asking and keep putting the hearts on there.
you're back in the city to do season 3 of Younger. Do you have to worry about like getting in shape when you're thinking about getting back on set?
I should. I think I always kind of worry about being in shape, but there's definitely times where I go through phases of not caring as much, and times where I'm like, okay, I need to kick it into gear. You know, I think everyone's like that.
Yeah,
though.
totally.
I have a very busy life. You know, I'm a mom of a 4-year-old, so he takes priority over everything, and life gets really busy. And so this time around, I wasn't as on top of it as I was last season. But I'm just, you know, normal. I don't put a ton of pressure on myself to be like perfect.
Was that always the case, or did you have to get to that place in your career where you were just like more comfortable?
Yeah, I think it took a while to get to that place. You know, when I was younger, I felt a lot more pressures, and I probably cared a lot more of what people said or thought about me. And it was also a time where like the internet was just hitting, where like everyone was obsessed with celebrities and bodies and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So now I just don't. I'm just at a calmer, more like peaceful place. I think after having a kid, like I don't come first anymore. You know, so I don't have as much time to worry about it. Obviously, I care about how I look, and I care about taking care of myself and being like in a good mental place, and working out really helps that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like to eat food and drink drinks, and enjoy my life, you know.
Okay, so let's talk about what life is like when you're not caring as much and you're like enjoying things and eating and drinking.
Full-blown rave all the time.
What are some favorite things you love to eat and drink?
Well, I'm partnering with Stella Artois today, but I'm actually a huge fan of theirs, so I was really excited. That is my go-to beer, but I'm also a big wine drinker, and you know, like if I have a night out, it's going to dinner with friends and having a few drinks and like going home and watching a show. So I'm definitely not as exciting as I used to be, but I really enjoy that, and that's my, you know, like idea of a nice night out where I'm not brushing a 4-year-old's teeth, like making sure he gets to bed on time and all of that stuff.
What's your go-to wine?
I like a rosé right now, and I'm not too picky. I like a dry rosé. It's hot, you know, so a beer or rosé always sounds refreshing.
Mm-hmm. That sounds nice right now.
Yeah, I know. It's almost time. You can crack one open if you want.
And then what about when you're like in gear and trying to kick your butt back into shape? What sort of routine do you get into? How many times are you working out a week?
It depends on how much time I have to get in shape, and you know how much, if I'm like actually losing weight or just trying to tone up. But definitely cutting alcohol is a good, you know, quick fix, but it never lasts long for me. And you know, cutting carbs, doing like easy, high protein, lots of fruits and veggies, and you know, knowing when to eat. Before I came to start, I got to New York to start shooting for 2 weeks. I stopped eating after 6 p.m.
Oh wow.
It's impossible. It's so
What time
hard.
do you go to sleep?
Like I would be in bed by like 8. I had to, or else I would be like tempted to like creep downstairs and be a little mouse and be like.
Why does that help? What's the secret
like,
there?
Puts your body into like a. This sounds terrible. It's not meant to sound like this, but it puts your body into like a starvation mode where it actually like burns up through everything that you put in it throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to make sure that you eat, you know, good, healthy and foods during the day and fats and stuff, but by 6, cutting it off, and then you know not eating until like 8 in the morning.
Yeah,
it's a good little trick.
I wish I could pull that off somehow, but I'm going to sleep.
Also, teas like what's it called? hawthorn, dandelion root tea is a
Oh.
good, like, natural diuretic.
What does it taste like?
I have a weird taste in tea, so it's a bit bitter, but I like that. And obviously you can't put a bunch of honey in it and all. You can't make it taste delicious.
Are there any like fitness secrets that you work into your routine as well? Like things that you sort of do that at the gym that really help you?
I don't have any secrets. I mean, everyone knows. Like, we're in such a fitness obsessed world. I feel like people know what they need to do to make it work. But obviously cardio, and I do a lot of like strength training stuff, a lot of jumping, a lot of medicine balls, a lot of deadlifts and like hip thrusts and all that stuff.
How much weight can you deadlift?
I can do a lot. I don't know the exact weight, but I'm a pretty strong little gal. I pull sleds. The other thing, my trainer's telling me, like, after you start off with cardio and then you do your training and then you jump back on the treadmill afterwards for like at least 15 minutes because I don't know how to talk that kind of language, but I do notice it works. So after your workout, even though you're exhausted, try to do some more cardio.
Interesting. Okay. Going back to being a working mom, you posted a super sweet Instagram talking about that.
I'm gonna cry.
Oh no!
I miss him so much. I know.
How much time do you usually spend apart from him? Like, how do you balance those things, like having a career and?
Yeah, in LA, I don't spend very much time away from him at all. Like 2 or 3 days max. I'm a single mom, so we share him, and that's a really good schedule for us because when we're with him, we're very present, and when we're not, we can like get all of our work done or have a little time for ourselves, you know, and then we get him back shortly after.
Mm-hmm.
And I shoot in New York, and it's too much for him to be flying back and forth all the time. So, and I work like 15-hour days, so I'd rather him be with his dad and in his normal schedule than with me and an aunt, you know, like
Right.
with me for a brief amount of time in the morning and at night, and then with a nanny all day. So
Yeah.
it sucks, but he's coming tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. With my
Oh, how
mom.
exciting.
So I'll have a long weekend with him, and then once we get more of like a schedule going with the show, I'll fly home almost every weekend.
Has he ever been to New York before? I'm guessing so, yeah.
He spent, we've done 2 seasons
Yeah.
first, and he was a little bit younger, so school wasn't as important.
Mm-hmm.
So he would spend like big chunks of time out here with me.
Does he
And
have?
he loves it. He loves the subway.
Oh, really?
Until the subway stopped one day. You know how it stops and it takes breaks
Yeah.
because it gets backed up, or there's like some kind of
Like in the in between stations.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was so many people traveling, and he loved it until that day, and he was like, I don't think I like this anymore. And I was like, me neither, buddy. This sucks. I know. It's like hot down here, and it's like smelly.
Do people recognize you on the subway?
Yeah, they do. Which is fine. I mean, whatever. It's funny though. Everyone likes to think that New Yorkers are so much cooler, and they're like, "Oh, no one here cares." I'm like, "Well, yeah, they do. They just try to be more sneaky about it. Like, take your picture. I'm like, just ask me. I'll take a picture with you. But like, I don't want to be like doing something
Right,
weird, you know."
right.
But I love it here. I'm not trying to talk smack on New Yorkers, but
We're just not as cool as LA people.
no, you are. You're just different, you know. But I do. Yeah, I get recognized. I love to go on the subway, though. It's so much faster. I hate the traffic, so it's nice to get someplace quick and whatever.
Talking like a New Yorker.
I know. Anyway, I'm always lost and on the wrong train, but I'll figure it out someday.
Should we take reader questions?
Yes,
Okay.
everyone is freaking out.
Okay.
Everyone's obsessed with your outfit and your shoes.
Thanks. Oh my God.
Wait,
What
first
are
I
my
just have to
shoes?
say, oh yeah, what are your shoes? Everyone's dying.
Alexandra Berman. Alexandra
Nice.
Berman?
They're so cute.
You should know these things.
I want to read this caption this comment verbatim. Elian says, "Wow, she looks awesome," all caps, which is like the theme of the comments. But anyways, one of the comments from Erica was actually, "What do you eat in a typical day?"
Great question.
Every day is different. Lately I've been making oatmeal before work and putting like a scoop of almond butter in it, which is super tasty.
Mm.
And I also make shakes in the morning. I really like this like egg white protein with a bunch of like fruits and veggies in it. I love a sandwich more than anything in life, but I don't get to eat them all the time as much as I want.
What kind of sandwiches?
I don't even know what they're called, but I had a sandwich here the other day that was like on this delicious like crusty bread, and it was like, I don't know, it was Vietnamese. It had like
A banh mi?
maybe it was, but it didn't have that like really soft bread. It had like a crunchy bread,
Uh-huh.
and a steak,
Uh-huh.
and it had like carrots and cucumbers
Yeah.
and cilantro, and I was just like, oh, I love this thing. But also like when I'm working, I try to make stuff over the weekend, like a big thing of quinoa to like throw in some salad or
You're a
rice.
meal prepper.
I have to be. Plus, I cook for a 3-year-old all the time. So if I don't have a 4-year-old, if I don't have stuff on hand that's healthy for me, I'll just like clean up his plate, and that's not a good look.
There was another question actually about how you keep the motivation to eat healthy. Are there things?
I don't. I just try to balance it out.
A lot of people are asking about your favorite workout, or if you have like a fun fitness trend that you're interested in right now.
Well, in LA, I love this climbing class. It's called Rise Nation, and it's only 30 minutes, which is amazing. Like that's.
Is it at a climbing gym?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I think there'll be one here soon, but it's nice because it's literally 30 minutes, and I love that. But I do everything everybody else does. You know, I do Soul Cycle, and I really want to try Orange Theory, and
What's Orange Theory?
it's like a thing where they hook you up to a machine, or like there's screens, and you're like competitive with yourself on the treadmill and your neighbor, and you're kind of like, I don't really know, I haven't done it yet. I
Oh,
wanna do
okay.
it.
Okay.
I think it's nice to be in the city because there's so many options, you know, of different stuff. So,
Allison wants to know how many times a week you work out on average.
God, so many fitness questions.
I know.
They love your body.
I really love to work out, guys. Do it because I have to. 4 or 5 times, mixing it up with like strength training and like some kind of cardio class.
I love this non-fitness related question, which is that someone here is obsessed with your fragrances, and they want to know if you're gonna have more fragrances in the future.
Oh, someone tweeted me that the other day, and they were like, did they stop making your fragrance? How can I get it? Is there bulk of it anywhere? It was so nice. You know what? I am working on like cracking open my lifestyle brand again, and I don't know how long it will take or on what kind of like scale it will be on. But I'm a super girly girl, and I'm like a product whore, so yeah, possibly in the future. But I think that one's long gone.
Brittany wants to know if your kids eat the same food as you, or do you often feed them things like chicken nuggets and mac and cheese?
He surprises me sometimes because if we're out, you know, with having a play date with like friends or something, it's easier to just order the kids like something that they will all eat. And it surprises me how often I'm having to like jam a chicken finger down his throat. Like he doesn't want to eat it. I'm like, I wish someone would force me to eat a chicken
What does he
finger.
love to eat?
I mean, it just depends on the day. He loves miso soup right now. I know.
Wow.
Um,
Such a gourmand.
I know. But he loves noodles with like butter, so he definitely eats kid food. But he'll eat like a whole bag of spinach. You know how when you cook spinach, how it shrinks down so much? He's eaten a whole bag of spinach once. But you know, he also loves fruit roll-ups, so he's got the balance thing figured out.
That's awesome. Learn from the best.
I've seen a lot of comments from mothers who also like want to get back into shape. Do you have any tips for moms who are looking to get back on the fitness track?
It was so hard for me. It's such a bummer, honestly, because you're just like, you have this new baby, or in my case, he was 1, and I was like, I still have this body. What happened? It's just hard. It takes like a lot of focus and dedication, and just, you know, knowing that it's possible to get back in shape, you know, like talking to your friends about it, just trying to motivate, you know, and reserve your energy to make sure you can get to the gym, and really cutting out things that you know are your vices for a little while.
I feel like it's so tough now too, because before it might have been just celebrity moms who like miraculously got back to their pre-baby weight.
By the way, I was not the celebrity mom that happened to. Lots of other ones. I don't know why I couldn't have fallen in that category, but
Not that anybody was judging, but you know, it was like before it was just celebrity moms, and now it's like women on Instagram who are just sort of like everyday women who show
that's
off
a
their.
whole nother conversation.
Yeah, it's so stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah, though I think do you want to take one more question? So a lot of people are asking you about your music, and everyone wants to know if you're going to go on tour again.
I don't want to say never because sometimes oh my God, what am I going to say? Probably not with this record, no. I did start making a little bit of music about a month ago, just to sometimes I just get inspired and I'm like, I want to go write and get this like down, so I have something to listen to find a base of like what a potential record could be or sound like, or just a direction. So I did do that before I started shooting, which is exciting. So I think I'll definitely make another record, and hopefully one that I'll want to tour with. But I don't know what that means for my life.
Yeah.
I'm never probably going to go on a giant world tour ever again.
It's so grueling.
It's so grueling, and I have this amazing child that I feel like I already miss too much, and I don't want that kind of life for him. I want him to like go to school, and I want to like do pick up and drop off, and like go volunteer at the school and stuff. So there's a part of me that really misses it, that was like, you gotta let that go. But I can always do one-off shows, and I think that'd be perfectly satisfying.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like much of a sacrifice since you love Lucas so much. And like,
yeah, I know. He's much more important and fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to Cosmo's live notifications to see us again when we pop up. And thank you so much for tuning in to watch Hilary. Bye, guys.
Bye.